Hi friends, welcome to your total body class today. On the mat, we will be using a set of gliding discs. Now, if you don't have a set of gliding discs, you are welcome to use two paper plates or Swiffer pads, the dusting pads that you use to clean the floor or surfaces. Those work really well. And then a set of hand weights, and you are welcome to use wrist weights, hand weights, as long as they're light, imaginary hand weights, or grab 2 cans of chickpeas, anything that you can hold in your hands to use as hand weights. And don't forget your mat. Let's get started. Coming to all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, your spine is long, shoulders are down and back. You dust off your mat a little bit. And then from here, a few cat-cows to start to round the spine. You look towards your own legs, you lift through your core, and then switch. Belly button goes towards the mat, head and tailbone lift, and take your time between them, focusing on the core to find each posture. Beautiful. Allowing your breath to help you, breathing through each posture. The next time you're back at center with a nice long spine, crown of head to the wall in front of you, take your right hand, left foot, tap the opposite edges of your mat, come back to center. Switch, left hand, right foot, and center. Your goal is to keep the core engaged so we're not dramatically rocking side to side with our torso. And don't worry about height, it is all about tapping the edge, so reaching away from the center of your body and then coming back to tabletop. So reach away, coming back in for 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Find center again, hand under shoulder, knee under hip, and then keep the spine long as you look over your left shoulder towards your hip. And now bring your left hip towards your left shoulder. So you're cinching the left side of the waist as you lengthen the right side, and then switch. So now you're cinching the right side as you lengthen the left. I like to call it sassy cat. And switch. Now making sure that you don't turn it into a cow posture, that you keep the spine long and just a nice little stretch through the side body. And the next time you are at center, come back to center, and you may do a nice little shake of the hands if they need it. Starting with some seated arms today. So you can sit however it works best for you. Crisscross applesauce, kneeling, sitting in a chair. You can even stand if you'd like, but pick up your hand weights. Now if you need to, the floor is really close, you can ditch them, or you can have multiple sets nearby. Goalpost arms, yep, starting with the worst one. Shoulders are down and back. Hand roughly over your own elbow here. Elbow roughly shoulder height. You hold first for 4, and safety first. Your thumb comes around to meet the fingers. 3, 2, small lift, lift, lift. The sun has decided to come out finally. Excellent. Up 1, 4, 3, 2, hold, 4, 3, 2, full presses, here we go. Press up, pull wide, up, pull wide, lift and lower, up, lower, 4, 3, 2, 1 more up, come back to shoulder height, hold 4, 3, 2, pulls up, up, no more holds. We alternate with the pulse in 4, 3, 2, with full range. Ready, lift, pull wide, up, pull wide, up and lower. You have 4, 3, 2, 1 more. You pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1 more set. Then you add your press again, lift, lower. How are the shoulders? They getting tired? Good. Mine too. And lower for 4, 3. We switch it up in 2. 1 more. Lower, bring the elbows low, curl it out here. So the elbows are nice and low by your side, palms face the ceiling, and you lift without hitting your shoulder, you lower without hitting your leg if you're sitting like I am. So bicep is always under tension. Lower and lift and lift. Now my elbows are low to give the shoulders a little break. That's right, they deserve a little break. Lift and lower. I'm using 3-pound weights, by the way. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2. One more time. You hold maybe halfway for 4, 3, 2. Little bicep pulse. Up, 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 up. 4, 3, 2. We hold again. 3, 2. Full range. Curl and lower. This is 5. If you haven't met yet, she's my big girl. Curl and lower. She thinks she owns everything. 4, 3. Can you not? 2. One more. And then halfway spot for the pulse. Little pulse for 4, 3, 2. One more, and then alternate full range. So you lift and curl without rocking side to side. Curl and switch. Oh goodness, curl and switch. 4, the smallest piece of paper. One more set here, and then pause the arms. Float them a little bit higher in front of you. So we're not shoulder height. We're not even halfway to shoulder height. Now from here, out an inch, forward an inch, reach. So tiny serve the platter pulse. Out, out, 4. Without your torso falling forward. 3, 2. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Serve the platter. Roughly shoulder height. Bring the elbows back by your side. Shoulder height roughly. Palms, elbow pit. Stay facing the ceiling the entire time. Yes, that's the scientific name. Elbows stop right at your own side. Out. Bring it back in. Out. Bring it back in. You have 4. Keep the core engaged so we don't wiggle. 3, 2. Next time, hold roughly at the top. Add a curl. Come out. Bring it in. Out. Curl. And lengthen. Elbows by your side. Keep the upper arm elbow nice and stable while you add your bicep curl. And we're not letting our chest, our shoulders fall forward when we reach forward. Out, curl. I know it's getting heavy. We have 4 more though. Out. 3 more. 2 more. Thank goodness. Last time. Out. Curl, bring it all the back in. Don't quit now. Beautiful. You may place your hand weights to the side. Now, if your mat can, fold it up so that you have plenty of space. If you have enough space, you can just slide your mat. We have disc planks. So I like to fold my mat so I have plenty of space. Now, if you're using discs on a carpet, the hard side will go on the carpet. If you're using a hard floor tile, hardwood, the foam side goes towards the floor. If you're using paper plates, they work well on carpet. If you're using Swiffer pad, they work better on a hard floor. Find your plank. It can be hands or elbows. Both are fantastic. Make sure your hand weights are out of the way. And then hands, you can do 2 fists, flat hands. Find what works best for you, but you hold center to begin. And this is your go-to. 1 foot on each disc. You hold for 4, 3, 2. And now right leg out, in a little bit to the side. So just outside your own hip, bring it back in. You do not have to be next to your hip. Out and in. 4, 3, 2. 1 more, come back to center, left side out and in, out and in, out. Keep it small if you need to. Keep the hips lifted. You have 4. We get a little break in. 3, 2. One more, come back to center, gently lower. Give the hands a shake, shake. Next set, I'll use my elbows just so you can see the difference. The only difference is height. Hips out, hips, shoulders lifted. So keep the core lifted. And now right leg goes out, it comes back in, then the left side. So you alternate without twisting. So keep it going. I don't like being on my forearms. Out and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Out for 4, 3, 2. Gently come back to center. Grab a child's pose if you need it. Little shoulder roll, handshake. You were doing a lot of shoulder work. All right, grab a seat. Keep your 2 discs. Yes. So seated core with our discs. So you can, again, have your mat folded. It can just be pushed back further. If you don't have the height like I do, that's okay. Totally fine to do the move without. Now, as always, if the disc work annoys you, don't do it. If you need to ditch your hand weights, go right ahead. You can even use one hand weight between the 2 hands because they're staying centered. So upper body, tall posture. We have some seated disc and hand weight work. So hand weight, just center body, shoulders down and back. Tall posture, legs, one, then the other. So they bend and lengthen. You're not locking your knee though. Some part of your foot is on the disc. Do what feels best for you, whether it's your heel, more of your foot. Again, up to you. Out and in for 4, 3, 2. One more, come back to center. Now your upper body, hinge back a touch, lift. So the hinge happens here. So it's not happening in the ribs or the waistband. Tailbone to crown of the head move is one piece. Up and down, tiny, and then use the core to lift. Hinge back, use the core to lift. The cat is attacking a roll of paper towel I have. For 4, it's her roll now. 3, 2. One more, everything comes back up. Now can you do legs and upper body at the same time? So you hinge, you lift, hinge, and lift. The legs are doing the in and out motion again. Now because you're adding the upper body, maybe it's a smaller range, and that's totally fine. Out a little, lift. 4, 3, 2. One more, come back up, give a little reset if you need to. Now the legs, tall posture, come back to your tall posture, legs, both at the same time, out and in. So will you feel a little quad? Yes, a little hip flexor possibly as well, but really focus on keeping the core engaged here. And remember, core engagement is in towards the spine, up towards the ribs. Out and in for 4. We do the same upper body movement, 3, that we know and love. 2. Now when you send the legs out, hinge back. Knees bend, you sit up a little taller. So out a touch, lift a touch. Hello, 5. Are you done attacking your paper towel? Good. Out and in. Out and lift. 4, 3, 2. Let's hold the next one. Hold here. Keep the core engaged for 4, 3, 2. Everything comes back up. Again, reset. We have one more. So legs, just relaxed for now. Torso, tall posture. Hand weight still where they have been the entire time. Now take one leg. Hover it off your disc. Put it back down. Opposite leg. So a little march. Now it doesn't come from the ankle or the knee. Femur in hip socket is where the movement initiates. All right, now slight hinge back. Hold the upper body still. Lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2. One more. Keep the legs still. The upper body, we're still in the hinge. Twist to the side. Come back in. Twist the other way. Sit bones grounded. Legs don't move. Twist from your waistline. Make it small. So if you were twisting on a clock, you start at 12. You go to 2. Come back to 12. You twist to 10. Come back in. You ready to add the leg? When you twist towards one leg, it hovers. center, foot down. Twist to the other one that hovers. This is when you'll definitely get a little quad. Twist, twist. Now without letting your knees go left and right, without shifting your weight between your two sit bones. Twist, 4, 3, 2, one more. Center, you may round forward. Push your weights aside so they're not in the way. Push your discs aside so they're not in the way. Whew. Under your mat, if you had it folded up. Sorry. All right, coming to all fours, we start with our right leg. Now you can be hands or elbows, and then take your right leg, send your big toe directly behind your hip socket behind you. Now you can do hand under shoulder or elbow under shoulder. Start by engaging the core. You are in a plank-like posture, right? You float and tap. So you're using your glute, your hamstring, your core to control the movement. If your spine turns into a U, you've gone too far. So rein it in. If you want to try coming to elbows, it's a different range of motion, and you're on the elbows instead of the hands. But you're still working the same muscle groups. So do the one that works best for you. You're welcome to go between the two even. Lift and tap. You have 4, 3, 2. Hold the lift. So reach far, reach through the femur. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Give me the smallest lift you can. Really initiate from the glute. Lift 1 inch, 1 inch. And a little trick, if you're on the hands, you can do a kickstand arm. So your opposite arm from leg that's lifted does fingertips or a full arm lift. Tiny pulse through the glute for 4, 3, 2. Hold at the top. Now flex your foot so the heel is reaching to the wall behind you. Bring your big toes down to the mat, so all 5 toes touching the floor below you. Now, you can do this from hands or elbows. Float your standing knee, so you lift through your core, come back, knee to floor, float up with your lengthened leg, toes to floor, scoop through the core to float your standing knee. Excellent, keep it going. So you lift, floor, scoop, good. Lift, scoop, 4, scoop, 3, 2, one more scoop, hold the scoop for 4, 3, 2. Now can you lengthen the leg that's lifted, turn it into a pike with a long leg, come back in for the scoop leg, pike and lengthen. So the pike is when you lift the hips towards the ceiling, keeping the spine long. So your lifted leg, which is your left leg probably, right, is doing knee into chest, lengthen away. And yes, you can do this from the forearms. Just don't smash your knee into the floor below you. 2 more. Last one up. Under the chest, go ahead and lower. Grab a child's pose if you need to. Nice little hand twirl, shoulder roll. Under your mat, if you have it folded like me. A little break from being on the arms with some laying core. So we get to lay down, which take a moment if you need to. And then once you're here, a head cradle, so hands behind the base of the skull, pancake hands. Elbows, you can see them in the corner of your vision. And now from the abdominals, you scoop the core in and float the head, neck, and shoulders. So core is where it initiates here. Your upper abdominal lift, and then float back down to your mat. So again, scoop through the core. You're looking just above your own knees. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I do have a windowsill. That's where I'm looking. And lower back to the floor. So scoop. And you should be able to do it without pulling your neck. and then lower. 5, can't go in there. Scoop, and lower. Good. 2 more. Scoop the core, and lean them back to the mat. 1 more. This time stay lifted for 4, 3, keep drawing the abs in and up. 2, take your right leg, bring it to tabletop. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Now lengthen your leg out. Bring it in if you need to. Head, neck, and shoulders can rest on the floor. Out and in. Reach long. You're aiming maybe like mid-wall. Out, in. 4, 3, 2. 1 more. Tabletop, bring your foot back to the mat. Float the other leg. We start with a hold your right for 4. How you doing, 5? 3, 2, and then you lengthen. You bring it back to tabletop. Lengthen, bring it back. Lengthen, and in tension-free toes, by the way. You don't have to grip the air. 4, keep the core engaged. You could do hand to core if you need to. 2 more. It's a nice little reminder. 1 more. Tabletop, come back to the floor. Head, neck, and shoulders back to the floor. Reset for a moment. This time, if it's available, bring the arms down by your side. And then scoop the core. Arms are roughly hip height, your hip height. Hold here. You're looking same spot in the air that we always happen. If you need to, though, you're more than welcome to do 1 or 2 arm head cradle. But you hold for 4, 3, 2. Arms press the ground away like you're doing the Pilates 100 if you're familiar with it. But initiate the movement from tricep and lat. So not wrist, elbow, press, press. Imagine you have 2 springs below your hands and you push them into the floor below you for 4, 3, 2. Hold. Can you scoop and draw your ribs closer to your hip bones, but just a little for 4, 3, 2. And then lengthen. You can stretch opposite directions. You can hug and rock. I didn't want to kick my coffee cup. All right, when you're ready, rock to seated. And guess what? We're doing the other side, the other glute. So now I'm doing left leg. I don't think she's on camera, but she's got a look of crisis in her face. That's her natural look. My mommy wouldn't let me go play in the closet that I'm not allowed to go play in. Here we are, hand under shoulder, knees under hips. Take your left foot. Put the big toe at the back edge of your mat in line with your hip socket. Scoop the core. And remember, you can do 2 fists. If you have a mat where you can do the base of your hand on the edge of it so that your fingertips are at a lower height, that's also a more comfortable wrist posture, or elbows, of course. But we start with only the lift and tap. Now, this is absolutely a move where you might find one side has a different range than the other. Perfectly normal. Let's talk about our standing leg. If you feel that you are dropping into your standing hip socket, do the kickstand arm like I talked about earlier, and that will force you to square off a little bit better. Lift. And then you tap the floor. And remember, it's not a spine change kind of lift. You lift and lengthen, and then come back for 4, 3, and if you can, parallel forearms. 2, hold at the top, the tiny pulses, tiny lifts. Really find the back of the leg. Lift an inch, put more weight in the left arm than your right arm for 4, 3, you don't have to watch your leg, look between your hands. 2, or between your forearms. Good, keep the lift. Now flex your foot, put your toes and ball of the foot on the mat, and are you ready for the scoop? See, it is possible to do from forearm. Gently lower your leg, lift the lengthened leg, toes to the floor, scoop, standing leg hovers, lengthened leg lifts, toes to the floor, scoop through the core, up, foot to mat, scoop, beautiful, lift, lower, scoop. And if you're doing from the hands, lift, lower, scoop. 1 more before you hold the scoop lift. Ready? Here we are. Hold the scoop lift. Now, I'm going to try not to kick anything, but you add your pike with the leg. Bring your leg back in under the chest. Pike and lengthen your foot. There it is. There's the wall. Scoop back in. Lengthen. Remember that your gaze moves with you. Your neck isn't changing shape. You look between your two hands when you're in your plank. You look towards your knee when you're in your pike. And it's not about height, but about keeping the spine long. Let's do 2 more here. Out. Come back in. 1 more out. A lot of shoulder today, right? Hold for 4, 3, 2, gently lower. Grab a little child's pose with a hand twirl. Shoulder roll if you need it. Good. Under your mat, pick up your 2 hand weights. Now, we have some back work coming up with our hand weights and tricep. If you'd rather stand, you're welcome to stand. If you need extra mat cushion for knees, you're welcome to fold your mat or grab a second one. But you find a lunge stand here on the mat. Front leg, this is my right leg, knee over ankle. Back leg, left leg, knee under hip. Excellent. Now give me a little hinge forward so that tailbone to crown of the head is a diagonal line right now. You row, reach. Row back, elbows, arms close to your own side body, and then lengthen. Row, lengthen. 4, 3, 2, hold for 4, 3, 2, now triceps out and in. I'm really close to the wall. Out, in. Keep your elbow, upper arm, same spot in the air the entire time. Keep the core engaged. You reach out, you bend in. Reach out, bend in. You have 4, 3, 2. Hold with long arms. Can you do small arm lift? Lift. Elbows are gentle. Wrists aren't adding any extra movements. Think drawing the shoulder blades closer for 4. Chin off the chest. 3, 2. Good. Hold the lift. Bend and lengthen the arms. Really find the tricep. Press. Press. Bend and lengthen. 4, 3, 2. Come up. Switch legs. Now, you will need some space next to you, more than I have, so I will face you to do the next one. Palms face in towards you, and you do a wide row and lengthen. So elbows are going to the sides. Doesn't have to be super high up. See the difference between shoulders and my ears? Good. So you're using the back, the upper mid-back. Lift and lower. Fight gravity as you lower. There. Knee under hip. We have 4, 3, 2. 1 more. Gently lengthen the arms. Now flip so your palm faces in towards your midline. Gentle elbows. We have a fly and lower. So from the back, if you were to look at the back, arms aren't changing shape. You're drawing the shoulder blades closer. Your shoulders are not front. They do not hang out any closer than they already are. So we're not shrugging towards our earlobes. We're focusing on chest, back, shoulders, right? Open, close, lift, and lower. So I'm aiming kind of towards my calf when I lower my arms. Not sure if it's being caught on the camera. 2 more up. 1 more up. Gently lower. Hand weights out of the way. Your final move is here. Fold your mat if you need extra space, or slide it so that you can have both your discs under your feet, of course. All right, so hands or elbows. Just don't smash your knees on the floor if you're using elbows, please. And then you find your center plank. Very important that hips, shoulders are same height, or hips can be a little bit higher, but they're not below shoulder height here. Keep the lift, hold for 4. You can always stay in center. 3, 2, right knee in, switch. So a mountain climber, but I want it controlled, controlled. So your hips aren't bouncing. In and out for 4, 3, 2, one more. Both legs lengthen, gently lower for a moment. Give the hands a little shake, shake if they need it. All right, next one is very advanced, so if it's not for you, don't do it. Stay with the regular mountain climber. Start in center, hold for 4, 3, 2, float one leg, and then the disc leg for 4, 3, 2, one more, come back to center, switch, ready, 4, 3, 2, one more, both feet down, both knees down. You get one more mountain climber with both feet on the disc. You pick the pace. So here it is from elbows. It's just a smaller range of motion. Pick a pace, no bouncing for 4, 3, 2. Little cardio kick at the end there. A lot of fun, huh? Thank you for coming to your total body mat class. My name's Colleen. Don't forget to subscribe here so you never miss a mat-based workout. And as always, let me know in the comments what else you would like to see.